Hello, and welcome to After the Fact. I'm Tony Soldano, Senior Pastor of All People's Church in the fastest growing city in the nation of Canada, Brampton, Ontario. Well, this past week, we watched something absolutely outstanding all over the airways as 33 Chilean miners were rescued some 2,300 feet underground, having been trapped in darkness and in heat for some 70 days. I mean, this story borders on the miraculous. Can you imagine being trapped for over 2 months underground? I mean, the fact that they were even found and located in the first place, but then to actually bring them from the underground back to the surface of the earth is just amazing. You know, there's just some signs on the earth that you cannot say God is not speaking. There's just some things that occur that you have to say, wow, what is the Lord trying to tell us through this event? I think back to the plane that pilot brought down safely in the Hudson River in New York, where people came out of the plane and were standing on the wings of that plane like being held up by angels. You know, there's just some things you have to say, wow, God is speaking here. God is saying something. And you know, isn't it even interesting? 70 days trapped, 33 miners being rescued. You know, I thought about the nations that came together. You know, the cable that was put together and welded together in 20 feet increments by the nation of Germany. I thought about the actual drillers that came from Afghanistan working with the U.S. military that came over and dug through some of the hardest rock on the earth to get to these miners. I mean, it is just absolutely, the symbolism is absolutely fantastic. And what about that first rescue worker, that a family man that jeopardized his life, if you will, for his countrymen, that act of sacrifice? Doesn't that speak of the Lord Jesus Christ when he said, no greater love has this than a man lay down his life for his friends? And the fact that they created a pod, a capsule, to go down deep into the underground of the earth and to bring back these miners, taking some 15, 17 minutes at a time to bring them up. And an incredible reunion on the surface as family, wives and sons waited for their loved ones to come back. You know, it reminded me of the words of Isaiah in 51:1. He says here, look to the rock from which you were hewn and to the hole of the pit from which you were dug. You know, as believers, it is incumbent on us to remember the pit from which we were dug. It's Christ all over again, putting himself in that capsule, putting himself in that pot, coming from the heavens to the underground to lift us up to the surface once again. And isn't it incredible that all 33, being the age of Christ, all 33 came back to the surface of the earth and are alive and well today. It was amazing to hear the reports of prayer and how God met them and how the Bible and how reading the Bible sustained them even with their small rations. I'm telling you, this is remarkable. This is a miracle. And God is speaking to us through signs and wonders. I'm Tony Soldano, and this has been After the Fact.